and Hillsong, but it's just one of those things you gotta live with. Okay. I'm ready when y'all are. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. This is System Shock 2. It's a really good video game from a billion years ago. It was the world's first person shooter, and in it you play as a Cyberman and you hack the entire showdown. And I'm strafe running because it's faster, if that wasn't apparent. It's quite a lot faster actually to strafe run than run straight forward. This door randomly doesn't open for some reason, so you just take a step back and go back into it and it opens, and it's stupid and I hate it. This first area right here that I'm in now, this determines your starting stats. This first one doesn't matter, so I just go into the middle one.
Sifting the thoughts of treachery and disloyalty from the morass of emotion and internal conflict that fill most mundanes can be disquieting. You shall spend a year building the general strength of your... Watch out.
And you're supposed to grab a wrench to smack down that vent. I have enough speed that I can just strafe run up it entirely. Let me go ahead and get my cursor in place for my first item pickup. Pick up nanites from that crate. Nanites are just your general currency item. I'm just going to be getting any that I pass by. I'm not really going to go out of my way to get any. Come to this room to grab 2 items called speed hypos. If you use speed hypos, they increase your speed a huge amount, and they are a central mechanic to this run. Oops. Okay, hopefully this works. If not, I have a save for it. Ooh. Oh boy, I'm not accepting that. Should I play the rest of the run like this? I'm not confident enough to do that. Sorry. I'll explain that in just a second. Okay, so I just executed a glitch that renders me invincible for the rest of the game, which allows me to do all sorts of really cool, really fast stuff. When you do that glitch, depending on a variety of things, you can sometimes basically end up with your view completely screwed up like that, and you can actually play like that, but it's like the worst thing on the planet, and I don't even want to think about it. So now that I'm invincible, I can, of course I don't have to worry about enemies, I don't have to worry about radiation damage or anything like that. And perhaps most prominently, I don't have to worry about damage from hitting walls at really high speeds, which allows me to use speed hypos in situations where I normally wouldn't. Because in this game, if you use the speed hypos that I mentioned, you're going so fast that if you ran into a wall, you just die. Are my volume levels fine, by the way? I feel like my game's too loud.
It's actually really good.
I think we're good.
Okay, good. Alright, so I just got a psychic skill called duplication. Actually, let me do this trick and then I'll explain. Neat. That trick that you just saw me do, I basically launched myself at high speed off of an item that I had sat on the ground, and that allowed me to fling myself over a cutscene trigger. The hitbox for the cutscene trigger is like waist high for some reason, so you can actually just go over it to skip the cutscene, which is otherwise unskippable, and it's like 40 seconds long or something. So anyway, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, I got a psychic skill called duplication. You can basically, at the cost of your psychic power, you can duplicate most items in your inventory. The obvious choice for a speedrunner is to duplicate the speed hypos. So, theoretically, you are, what's the word, indefinitely using a speed hypo in this game, so you're just always going fast. And since this game has a real-time inventory, which is to say, like, you have the inventory open and you're, like, you know, still moving around and the game is still going and stuff, you know, you have to manage duplicating the speed hypos in your inventory while moving around optimally, and that's, like, the coolest thing in the world to me. I don't know why the sound effect for hitting that switch was so loud, but I apologize for everyone's hearing. It just happens sometimes. And for those of you who haven't played this game, I don't really know how to explain like what's going on in the game in terms of like why I'm going and doing certain things. It's just how it is. It's a speedrun. You just have to accept it. And okay, that's all I can duplicate. The nanites that I mentioned earlier, again, like the general currency item of this game, you consume those anytime you anytime you duplicate an item. So I have to watch you know, how many I have left anytime I'm going to duplicate speed hypos. Whoa, whoop. I didn't go up that correctly. Okay, most fun deck of the run. Here I am. Okay, I'm going to be executing a rather unintended feature in this game. There's a mechanic in this game by which you can find certain items, but you can't use them until you research them, which requires research skill. Oh, I need to restart this segment over. My bad, I screwed up. I'll explain what I screwed up in just a second. Ah, this guy's in a terrible position, man. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what you can do is you can level up your research skill, and as long as you keep the window open, as long as you don't close the window, you can keep researching an item, and then once it's finished, you can hit undo, get all your upgrade points back, and, you know, you don't have the research skill anymore, but whatever, I don't need it anymore. So I basically research that item way, way, way faster than I'm able to usually without putting points into research. I don't know how much that even makes sense, like, to people who haven't played this game, but I'm trying my best here. And the reason I had to restart this segment a second ago is just basically due to a glitch that can occur where you won't get all of your upgrade points back, and I need like every last one, so I couldn't have that. Picking up grenade launcher, not going to use it for a while, but you know, you gotta have a long-term plan. And I just picked up an item which, when equipped, increases your speed a little bit. It's not that much, but, you know, might as well use it. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention a while ago that I probably should have is, you'll probably notice I'm like real low to the ground. That just has to do with the invincibility glitch that I initially executed. And that's actually going to come into play a little bit later. What's happening is, essentially the player character's body is in two segments, which you could basically think of as just the head and the body. And basically my body is under the ground right now, and my head is above it. And again, that's something that is going to be important later on. And you just saw me use a skill for the first time called quantum relocation, it's called in the game. It's just teleportation. You use it once, and it places down a teleportation marker, use it again, and you teleport back to that place.
Basically, forest wind.
Exactly. And I forgot to pick up these cyber modules here, so let me stumble my way back up and grab them. Okay, that's this deck done. Time for things to start getting really weird. So I pulled myself out of the ground finally, and then teleported back into the ground even deeper, for lack of a better way to explain it. And that enabled me to just go through the door, or go under the door, as is really the case. Oh, and I'm out of nanites, which is fine, because I don't need any more. Hopefully this works. And that may not work. It worked. Easy. I can't believe I missed those.
The chat wants you to stop using glitches and beat the game honorably.
The chat can get good. Ooh, that's incorrect. This is not as hard as I'm making it look. Oh, you know why it's not working? Because the assassin is being an asshole and knocking me off. Huh. He never does that, actually. Okay, I just had to time it in between his shuriken throws. Basically what I was doing there is just a repeat of the glitch you saw me use to go under the door initially. I just had to use like a very certain like layout of the terrain in that room, for lack of a better way to explain it. You're supposed to do like a long puzzle here with these 4 rockets in this room to like platform your way up to that ladder, but if you're fast enough, which I am, I mean, like, if you're, like, in the game, if your speed is high enough, you can just jump straight from that one rocket to the ladder, so you don't even need to do a puzzle. And I'm good on speed hypos for now. I could use another one now, but I'm gonna not, to be safe. Okay, now I use a psychic skill called Imposed Neural Restructuring to mind control this enemy just to make sure he doesn't mess with me while I do this trick. Because he certainly will. I am really happy I got that, because that trick is pretty easy to screw up, and you usually don't really even know why. Ah. I need to practice jumping over that turret, because I don't know how. It just happens sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. Alright. One last... Well, not one last, I'm actually going to do it again, but one more time of clipping under a door. Ooh, I forgot to get the upgrade. I'm an idiot. I don't think I've ever forgotten that during a run before. If I hadn't gotten that, I don't think I'd be able to beat the final boss. I think I'd just be like stuck there looking like an idiot. Okay, here comes my least favorite part of the run. But I'm gonna just quick save my ass off, so should be okay. Wrong skill. Ah, this is why I hate it. This spider will just like ruin your attempts to do this. That's why I mind control this big guy, so he'll like distract the spider, but he's not doing it. So this is really epic. Okay, I'm good now. Alright. Ah! I moved too quickly in that area because I'm a speedrunner at heart, and I just can't stop myself from going fast. So you need to be careful here, because if you pop out of the ground at all, which is easy to do because of this weird terrain, then you're just ruining everyone's day. Okay. This trick is dumb and I hate it, but let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how accurate my in-mind timing is, but we'll see. Ooh, is this gonna work? Is this gonna be it? Yep. First try. Don't ask me to explain that trick, because I'll tell you to fuck off.
Thank you for running my errands, puppet. I know you have struggle, but I never had any intention of destroying the bonbon.
Ha! Insufficient sigh.
The bonbons faster than light drive can be used to create pockets.
And that's showdown. Time in... now.
Alright, 15:57.
Pretty good. I'm happy with that.
A lot of people are asking you to explain that trick, so I believe,
Fuck off. Fuck off.
there we go.
Anyway,
Alright.
reminder
Off
that the
from that.
cyberpunk era is now, and you should stop fantasizing about it and start living it.
Up next, M1 and Dracula Lantern are going to do a cave story race.